Welcome CertHeads in this concluding video of AZ-120 SAP on Azure series. If you have not watched the part 1 of this video, I would suggest you do that from the link in the pinned comment section in the description of this video. Without much delay, let's start the video. Which open source tool should you use to perform load testing of an SAP environment as part of a migration plan to Azure? Azure Application Insights, Azure Monitor, JMeter, or SAP Load Runner by Micro Focus? The correct answer is JMeter. Now, JMeter is an open source tool designed for load testing and performance testing. It is commonly used for simulating multiple users and analyzing application performance, including SAP applications. Question 27. You perform daily SAP HANA backups to Azure Blob Storage and retain copies of each backup for 1 year. What should you implement to reduce the backup storage costs? Storage access tier, storage access policy, a recovery service vault backup policy. The correct answer is storage access tier. Storage access tier is used to reduce costs for data retained long term, like 1 year backups. You should implement a change in storage access tier. Moving data to cool tier or archive tier will minimize cost compared to hot storage. Now, this is a different type of question wherein you need to fill in the blanks. You plan to migrate an SAP HANA scale-out system with standby node to Azure, requiring support for up to 20 TB memory per node and running on non-shared hardware. What compute options and database storage solution meet these requirements? Compute-class and database-files. For compute, it's HANA on Azure Type 2 class and database Azure NetApp files. The requirements for very large capacity up to 20 TB node and running on non-shared hardware point to HANA Azure Type 2 class storage. While the question specifically mentions scale-out system, Azure NetApp files is a recommended high-performance storage solution for SAP HANA in Azure. You are designing a network isolation for standard 3-tier SAP architecture. Presentation, application, database on Azure. The rules must allow on-premises access to presentation layer, allow application layer to communicate only with the database layer, and block all other inbound traffic. What is the minimum number of subnets and network security groups required? Number of subnets is 3 and number of NSGs is 3. Why? The minimum requirement necessitates 3 separate subnets for presentation, application, and database respectively. Each subnet must be associated with its own NSG, for example, presentation NSG, application NSG, and database NSG, to enforce the specific restrictive ingress and egress rules required for network isolation. You have a 20 TB IBM DB2 database that contains large tables optimized for read operations. You plan to migrate the database platform to SQL Server on Azure virtual machines. You need to recommend a database migration approach that minimizes the time of export stage. What should you recommend? SAP DMO in parallel transfer mode, log shipping, table splitting, or deleting secondary indexes? The correct answer is SAP DMO in parallel transfer mode. This is designed to perform migration using parallel processes, which significantly reduces the time required for export stage, making it beneficial for large database migrations. A quick reminder to like the video and share it with your peers. Subscribe to the channel so that you don't lose the videos and can also hook into new content which is released periodically. Your company's Chief Information Security Officer CISO requires that a new SAP deployment on Azure comply with ISO 27001. You need to generate a compliance report for the same, minimizing administrative efforts. What should you use? Azure Active Directory, Azure Log Analytics, Azure Monitor, or Microsoft Defender for Cloud? The correct answer is Microsoft Defender for Cloud, which was formerly Azure Security Center. Defender includes regulatory compliance packages that allows you to generate compliance reports for standards like ISO 27001, thereby minimizing the administrative effort required for compliance validation. To migrate SAP application servers to Azure while minimizing downtime and changes to environment, what should be included in the recommendation? Azure Storage Explorer, Azure Import Export Service, AZ Copy, or Azure Site Recovery? Correct answer is Azure Site Recovery. ASR is recommended solution for migrating SAP application VMs to Azure. ASR provides continuous replication capabilities, allowing for minimal downtime and minimizing changes to environment during the migration process. You are performing a lift and shift migration of 50 VMware virtual machines that host SAP workloads to Azure using Azure Migrate. To minimize the administrative cost, what should you deploy first? Azure Backup Server, Azure Migrate Configuration Server, a VPN gateway, or Azure Migrate Process Server? The correct answer is Azure Migrate Configuration Server. A configuration server is the core component of Azure Migrate that you have to deploy first. It facilitates discovery and assessment of on-premises VMware VMs, acting as a bridge between VMware environment and Azure Migrate, and is essential for starting the lift and shift process. You need to select an Azure support plan for an SAP production landscape that requires critical impact incidents to be responded within 1 hour while minimizing the cost. What should you choose? Standard, Premier, Professional, Direct, or Basic? Correct answer is Standard. Standard support plan meets the requirements of responding to critical impact incidents within 1 hour, generally offering a balance between cost minimization and required service level compared to higher cost Premier plan. You are configuring database tier of an SAP NetWeaver landscape that uses SQL Server on Azure VM. The configuration must maintain database availability in the event of a single Azure data center failure and maximize IOPS. How should the database tier be configured? Deploy database server to dash, configure disks to use storage type of dash, and deploy a load balancing solution of type dash. Deploy database server to an availability zone, configure disks to use storage account type of premium SSD, and deploy a load balancing solution of the type Azure Standard Load Balancer. Now, to withstand single data center failure, components must be deployed across availability zones to maximize IOPS. Premium SSD is the recommended disk type for SAP solutions, and the database cluster often uses an Azure Standard Load Balancer for high availability of the listener IP. You plan to deploy Azure VM to host an SAP HANA database. You need 512 GB volume that provides storage resiliency, maximum throughput, and maximizes disk space without affecting storage resiliency. What disk type should you configure? Disk type dash, storage resiliency throughput dash. Disk type is premium storage and resiliency Azure NetApp files. To achieve maximum throughput and support, the solution should utilize high performance storage. While premium disks are mentioned, the solution specified for meeting high resiliency and throughput requirement for HANA database is often Azure NetApp files. You are deploying SAP HANA VM with premium data disks for HANA shared, HANA data, and HANA log volumes. The caching configuration must meet SAP certification requirements. How should the caching be configured on each volume? For HANA shared, read caching. For HANA data, none or read caching. And for HANA log volumes, none plus write accelerator is the recommended configuration. You have 100 SAP virtual machines that need to be deallocated during non-business hours. You need to change the manage disk type of these virtual machines when they are deallocated. The solution must minimize administrative effort. What should you use? Azure Functions, Azure Automation, SAP Landscape Management, Information Lifecycle Management. You should use Azure Automation. Azure Automation allows you to automate recurring tasks in a scalable manner by using runbooks, PowerShell or Python scripts. By scheduling runbooks to change disk types during deallocation outside the business hours, administrative cost is minimized. You need to monitor network latency between on-premises Microsoft SQL Server and Azure SQL Server using Connection Monitor. What extension should you install in AZ-120? Azure VM extension for SAP solutions, Azure Diagnostic extension, Log Analytics Agent, or Network Watcher extension? The correct answer is Network Watcher extension. Since this extension is used for network monitoring and diagnostic in Azure, it includes features like Connection Monitor, and installing this extension allows monitoring network connectivity and identifying latency issues between VMs, including between on-premises and Azure resources. An SAP environment contains production and non-production landscapes connected to VNet 1, both running SAP HANA, NetWeaver, and SQL Server. You need to monitor the landscape while minimizing the cost. What is the minimum number of required Azure Monitor for SAP solution instances? 1, 2, 3, or 4? The correct answer is 1. Azure Monitor for SAP solutions can monitor multiple SAP landscapes within a single instance, provided they are connected to VNet 1. Therefore, a minimum number of required instances is 1. You are replicating SAP VMs with static IP addresses to another Azure region using Azure Site Recovery. The source and target subnets have different address ranges. Which 3 actions should you perform? Replicate the virtual machines, create a recovery plan, stop the virtual machines, modify the network configuration, and create the backup policy. You should replicate the virtual machines, create a recovery plan, and modify the network configuration. Replicating is the primary step. Creating recovery plan is essential for orchestrating the failover sequence. Modifying the network configuration is required because source and target subnets have different address ranges, necessitating static IP adjustment for failover. You have 4 SAP NetWeaver servers running on Azure virtual machines deployed across 2 Azure availability zones. You plan to deploy a load balancing solution for SAP GUI applications. What load balancing solution should you use? Azure Application Gateway V1, Azure Basic Load Balancer, Azure Application Gateway V2, or Azure Standard Load Balancer. Azure Standard Load Balancer, since it is suitable for Layer 4 TCP/UDP load balancing, providing high availability and scalability, and crucially support deployment across Azure availability zones. The basic load balancer does not support availability zones, and application gateway is generally of web application layer 7. You are deploying 2 SAP NetWeaver landscapes, namely Production 1, Windows Failover Cluster ASCS SCS, and Production 2, Linux Pacemaker Cluster ASCS or SCS. To minimize administrative efforts and cost for shared storage, what solution is recommended for both landscapes? Production 1 shared storage -- and Production 2 shared storage -- The answer is, for both the scenarios, you need to use Azure NetApp File Share, which provides high performance enterprise grade file storage that is suitable for both Windows Failover Cluster and Linux Pacemaker Cluster. ANF minimizes administrative efforts compared to self-managed file server. Next question. You have an SAP HANA 1.0 instance, 4TB database, SLES 12. You need to migrate and upgrade the database to HANA 2.0 on an M64S VM, which will use SLES 15. This will happen during a weekend where the database can be offline. Which migration method should you use? Azure Data Box, HANA Database Backup and Restore, HANA Database Backup and Log Shipping, or HANA Database Export and Import? The correct answer is HANA Database Backup and Restore. Keep in mind the fact that the database can be offline during the migration. And to complete the migration quickly over a weekend, taking HANA Database Backup and performing a restore on the target system is the most straightforward method. Export and import typically incurs downtime. Next question. You are connecting application servers, Azure VMs, to an SAP HANA large instance, HLI, to minimize latency and support using SAP Solution Manager on premises. How should the network be configured? To connect HANA large instances, use -- place Azure virtual machines in the same -- The answer is, to connect HANA large instances, use ExpressRoute FastPath and place the Azure virtual machines in the same proximity placement group. To minimize latency between HLI and SAP application servers, VMs should be placed in the same PPG. And the connection between HLI and application servers should utilize ExpressRoute FastPath to reduce latency. To meet GDPR requirements across multiple subscriptions, you need to ensure that virtual machines are deployed only to West Europe and North Europe Azure regions. Which Azure components should be used together to enforce this? Azure Security Center and Azure Active Directory groups, Azure Resource Logs and Compliance Admin Center, Azure Resource Groups and Role-Based Access Control, Azure Management Groups and Azure Policy. The correct answer is Azure Management Groups and Azure Policy. Azure Management Groups provide scope above subscriptions, allowing you to organize them, and Azure Policy can be applied at the management group level to enforce specific requirements such as restricting resource deployment to certain regions. Next question. You are deploying multiple SAP HANA VMs using an Azure Resource Manager template that must use SAP certification requirements. What 2 primary properties must be enabled in the template configuration for networking and performance? Enable accelerated network -- write accelerated enabled on log volume. So you have to do enable accelerated network is equal to true and write accelerator enabled is equal to true. This will help you meet the SAP certification requirement and enhance the performance. The ARM template must enable accelerated networking to true to reduce latency, and write accelerator to true must be enabled on the appropriate disk volume, typically the log volume. You are using SAP Landscape Manager Llama to refresh data from production landscape to non-production landscape on Azure. Which 4 actions should you perform in sequence? Add permissions to the service principal. From Azure portal, create a service principal. Install and configure Llama on SAP NetWeaver instance. From Cloud Manager tab in Llama, add an adapter. So you have to sequence the steps. The first step is from Azure portal, create a service principal, add a permission to the service principal, and from Cloud Manager tab in Llama, add an adapter. Install and configure Llama on SAP NetWeaver instance. That's the correct sequence. You plan to deploy a highly available SAP HANA system using Pacemaker cluster. You need to configure the security principle of Azure Fence Agent, Stoneth, for the cluster. The solution must minimize administrative efforts. What should you use? Azure Shared Disks, a user assigned managed identity, a system assigned managed identity, and a service principal. The correct answer is a system assigned managed identity. This is recommended for Azure Fence Agent security principle to minimize administrative efforts. Azure automatically creates and manages this identity, tying it to the lifecycle of the host VM and eliminating the need for manual credential management. You are planning the administration of resources in Azure for SAP workload to meet the technical requirement using Azure Active Directory accounts to administer Azure resources. You need to enable synchronization between the on-premises Active Directory and Azure Active Directory. What tool should you implement first? Active Directory Federation Services, Azure AD Connect, Azure AD Join, or Enterprise State Roaming? The correct answer is Azure AD Connect. Azure AD Connect is the correct tool for integrating on-premises Active Directory with Azure Active Directory. It facilitates identity synchronization between 2 environments, which is essential for using on-premises AD accounts to administer Azure resources. And that's it, CertHeads. I hope you enjoyed this series on SAP on Azure. If you do take the exam and these videos helped you in any way, do comment and reach out to me. I'll make sure to feature your comment in my next video. Remember, this isn't just an exam. It's a proof of the journey you have already undertaken. You have learned the language of Azure and the language of SAP. Go ahead and take the exam. And when that timer starts ticking, don't think of it as a test. Think of it as a showcase for your skills. You are the architect and this is your design review. Go in calm, stay sharp, and come out certified because you have earned it. I wish you best of luck and I will see you in a brand new series. Till then, stay focused, stay certified, and crush those certifications.